So President Trump has signed the stimulus package and the government spending bill. Now the Democrats are responding. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Bernie Sanders, Chuck Schumer, and other Democrats have responded after Trump signed the stimulus package. In this update, we're quickly going to unpack what the Democrats are saying about the $2,000 stimulus checks. The Democrats still want the $2,000 stimulus checks, even though the president has signed a package that includes the $600 stimulus checks. And this is what the GOP lawmakers want. This is what Mitch McConnell wants. But House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and other lawmakers are still pushing for a standalone bill that will provide $2,000 stimulus payments to the people. In this update, that's what we're going to unpack, and you're going to discover these new details from the Democrats. But before we dive in, if this is your first time stopping by this channel, welcome. Consider subscribing now to join this amazing community to stay informed on the latest stimulus updates, economic updates, and financial tips for your financial wellness and your financial success. And one more thing, if you support the $2,000 stimulus checks to the people, smash the like button and just share this video to help other people find it quicker. Okay, so what is House Speaker Nancy Pelosi saying? House Speaker Nancy Pelosi just sent out a tweet not too long ago, and this is what she said. So she said the president must immediately call on congressional Republicans to end their obstruction and to join him and Democrats in support of our standalone legislation to increase direct payment checks to $2,000, which will be brought to the floor tomorrow. So she is bringing this vote to the floor, to the House tomorrow, and they are going to take a vote on this. She brought a unanimous consent to the floor on Thursday of last week, but this was blocked by GOP House members. But right now, she's gearing up to bring this to the floor tomorrow. So we could possibly still see the $2,000 stimulus checks. And I'm going to share her official statement that she just released after Trump signed the stimulus package. But before we jump into that, here is what other Democrats are saying. So AOC, we know AOC, she's been very vocal about the $2,000 stimulus checks and even larger stimulus payments to the people. So she said, after Trump signed the package, she said, great, now he can sign Rashida Tlaib's and I's amendment to bring the $600 checks to $2,000. So AOC, Congresswoman AOC, and another Congresswoman Rashida did bring an amendment for the $2,000 stimulus bill to the they did introduce that to the Congress. So basically right now that the president has signed the package, she's still pushing for the $2,000 checks. And what is Bernie Sanders saying? So Bernie Sanders has his own message, and this is what Bernie said. So Bernie said, along with Vice President-elect Kamala Harris and Senator Ed Markey, I've been fighting for months to get Congress to pass a $2,000 direct payments for the working class. The House must pass this legislation tomorrow, and the Senate must quickly follow suit. Let's get this done now. So Bernie is on fire, y'all. Like, Bernie has been pushing facts. He's been pushing for the $2,000 stimulus checks. He's never really been on board with the $1,200 stimulus checks until the numbers came down to $600. So Bernie has been pushing for even larger stimulus checks, and he's still pushing. Now he's saying that they need to get it done in the House tomorrow, so this comes to the Senate. His place, so he's a senator, so this has to come to the Senate. And once this comes to the Senate floor, this will be dependent on how the GOP senators react to this bill. Chances are that they may not pass this in the Senate. It will all depend. Right now, Trump is supporting this, and Trump is a Republican. He's a Republican president, and other lawmakers on the GOP side seem to have issues with the $2,000 stimulus checks. Some of them are very concerned about the amount of spending. One of the GOP lawmakers who has been very vocal about more stimulus checks, but this was at $1,200, is Josh Hawley, the Republican senator from Missouri. But right now, Bernie Sanders is pushing for the $2,000. Now, what are other Democrats saying? We do have Chuck Schumer. So Chuck Schumer is the Senate Minority Leader, and Chuck Schumer is a top Democrat from New York. This is what Chuck Schumer said. Chuck Schumer said, the House will pass a bill to give Americans $2,000 checks. Then I will move to pass it in the Senate. No Democrat will object. Will Senate Republicans. So basically, this is on, guys. Like, the $2,000 checks, it just came out of nowhere, and this came from Trump, right? We've heard some Democrats pushing for the $2,000 checks. No one paid any attention to those. But right now that the president has demanded it, he basically added some fuel and gave some energy to the top Democrats to go in and talk about bringing this $2,000 checks to the Senate floor and to the floor in the House. So right now, Chuck Schumer is saying that no Democrat will object this move. So meaning that all Democrats seem to be on board, and he's asking if the Senate Republicans will object the $2,000 stimulus checks. I want to hear your thoughts about this in the comment section below. Do you think these $2,000 stimulus checks are actually going to happen? And do you think Mitch McConnell and his counterparts, his party members, will support this very stimulus package? Let us know in the comment section below. This $2,000 stimulus checks. So right now, let's dive into the official statement from House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. So House Speaker Nancy Pelosi had a statement after Trump signed the bipartisan stimulus package and the government's funding bill. So this is what she said, and I quote, according to this report on her press release site. So she said the signing of the bipartisan bicameral relief legislation is welcome news for the 14 million Americans who just lost the lifeline of unemployment benefits on Christmas weekend, and for the millions more struggling to stay afloat during this historic pandemic and economic crisis. This relief legislation is a down payment on what is needed to crush the virus, put money in the pockets of the American people, and honor our heroes, our healthcare workers, first responders, transit and sanitation workers, and teachers. We need to ensure robust support for state and local governments to distribute and administer a vaccine, keep workers employed, and prevent devastating service cuts. And we must do so as soon as possible. Then she goes on to say, now the president must immediately call on congressional Republicans to end their obstruction and to join him and Democrats in support of our stand-alone legislation to increase direct payment checks to $2,000, which will be brought to the floor tomorrow. Every Republican vote against this bill is a vote to deny financial hardship that families face and to deny the American people the relief they need. So right now, it seems to be an overwhelming support for the $2,000 stimulus checks from the Democrats. It really is a question of Mitch McConnell and other GOP lawmakers. Are they going to support the next stimulus checks at $2,000 per person? This is $2,000 per person and $4,000 per couple, even though the details of the dependents are not yet clear. But this standalone bill for the $2,000 stimulus checks are really critical, and a lot of people are getting super excited about this bill. But we will likely see the outcome after tomorrow. If this passes in the House, this will proceed to the Senate, where Chuck Schumer and Bernie Sanders have basically said that they will support this bill in the Senate. It all depends on Mitch McConnell and other Senate GOP members if they will pick up this bill and support this and get this to the president's desk for him to sign as soon as next week. But before you leave, if you are trying to gain some extra income while we wait for Congress to finalize the next stimulus package and put some money in your pocket, you could be earning some money right now. So be sure to check out the video on the left for the exclusive and helpful ways for you to start making some extra money right now from the comfort of your home. And also, if you are looking to increase your credit score or you're looking to increase your credit limit, check out the videos on the right. Thank you for watching.